In 2001, the Seattle Mariners were a team of history, winning an unprecedented 116 games in a singular season. Today, we overview what happened to all 25 of those players on the roster, whether they were waived, moved on in free agency, traded, retired, and everything as well. I was shocked how you go from winning 116 games to never making the postseason in 15 years. I do ask if you could like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the bell for notifications to my channel. This is Sports Trades. Please enjoy the video. Stan Javier stated at the end of the 2001 season that he would retire. November 2001 saw Al Martin file for free agency. He would later sign with the St. Louis Cardinals in spring training but was cut afterwards. Jay Buhner would retire after the conclusion of the 2001 season. November 5th, 2001, Aaron Salini filed for free agency. He would later sign with the Anaheim Angels but was not a part of the World Series team.
Son of a bitch! You done messed up, Aaron!
Tom Lampkin was dealt to the San Diego Padres along with Brett Tomko and Ramon Vasquez for Ben Davis, Huáscar Sereno, who didn't play for the Mariners and was granted free agency at the end of the season, and Alex Arias, who was released prior to the season opener. Freddie Garcia was dealt to the Chicago White Sox, where he would win a World Series in 2005, along with Ben Davis for Miguel Olivio, Jeremy Reed, and Michael Morse. Olivio was dealt to the San Diego Padres for Miguel Ojeda, who was lost on waivers at the end of the season, and Nate Mateo. Literally, I tried to do research on him. I could not find anything. Jeremy Reed was dealt with Sean Green, J.J. Putz, and Luis Valbuena in a three-team deal with the Indians and Mets, where they would acquire Franklin Gutierrez, who would spend 8 seasons with the team, Aaron Heilman, Eddie Chavez, who would become a free agent at the end of the year, Jason Vargas, Mike Carp, who was dealt to the Boston Red Sox in 2013 and would become a part of their championship team that same season, Ezequiel Carrera, and Michael Clito. Michael Morse was dealt to the Washington Nationals for Lion Lagerhands and then was traded 2 years later to the Diamondbacks for cash. Aaron Heilman was dealt to the Chicago Cubs for Garrett Olson, who was lost on waivers to the Pittsburgh Pirates 2 seasons later, and Ronnie Sadino. Ronnie Sadino was dealt with Jack Clement, Aaron Pre-Nabic, Brett Laurent, and Nate, there might be kids watching, for Ian Snell, who became a free agent at the end of the 2010 season, and Jack Wilson. Then Jack Wilson 2 seasons later would be dealt to the Atlanta Braves on the last day of the waiver trade deadline for Luis Calabrino, a player to be named later, never made it past A-ball after 2015. Jason Vargas was dealt to the Los Angeles Angels of Anaheim for Kendrys Morales. In the next season, he would decline a 1-year qualifying offer, making him a free agent. He would later sign with the Minnesota Twins. Ezequiel Carrera was dealt with Juan Diaz for Russell Braña, but the team declined his contract option after the 2010 season, making him a free agent. Mikel Colito was dealt to the St. Louis Cardinals for Brendan Ryan, and the Seattle Mariners 3 seasons later would sell Ryan to the Yankees. Jose Paniagua was dealt to the Colorado Rockies with Dennis Stark and Brian Fuentes for Jeff Colorillo. Jeff Cirillo and Brian Sweeney were dealt to the San Diego Padres for Wiggy Gonzalez, who missed the entire 2004 season but pitched the next season and then signed with the Nationals in 2006. Dave Henson, Kevin Jarvis, who was released 4 months after the trade, Vince Feinstein, who declared minor league free agency at the end of the 2006 season. Dave Hansen was dealt to the San Diego Padres for John Hubert, and on April Fool's Day of 2009 would sign with the Detroit Tigers. The Mariners dealt David Bell to the San Francisco Giants for Desi Rutherford. At the conclusion of the 2002 season, the team declined to tender his contract, making him a free agent. David Bell would be a part of the 2002 San Francisco Giants team that made it to the World Series but lost to the Anaheim Angels. The Mariners dealt Jeff Nelson to the New York Yankees for Armando Benitez, who they would later lose in free agency at the end of the 2003 season to the Florida Marlins. Jeff Nelson was a part of the 2003 Yankee squad that made it to the World Series but lost to the Marlins. Mark McLemore, after the 2003 season, became a free agent and signed with the Oakland Athletics. McLemore was not known to have done any thrift shopping while in Oakland. Mike Cameron became a free agent after the 2003 season and signed with the New York Mets. At the conclusion of the 2003 season, Arthur Rhodes signed with the Oakland Athletics as well. Carlos Gillen was dealt to the Detroit Tigers, who literally had the worst record in 2003. Like, they got demolished every game. For Ramon Santiago, who's released after 2005, and Juan Gonzalez, who I couldn't even find out how he got what happened to him. He just ended up in Detroit the next year. I know that. Jamie Moore was dealt to the Philadelphia Phillies, where he would later win the 2008 World Series for Andrew Barb, who was lost in the Rule 5 draft in 2008 to the Baltimore Orioles, and Andrew Baldwin, who would later become a free agent in 2010. Last but not least, future Hall of Famer Ichiro Suzuki was dealt to the New York Yankees for William Mitchell, who in 2013 refused a minor league assignment and became a free agent, and Danny Farquhar. They would later deal Danny Farquhar along with Logan Morrison and Brad Miller to the Tampa Bay Rays for CJ, I cannot pronounce that, Nathan Carnes, and Herschel Powell. CJ Unpronounceable was dealt with Mark Trumbo to the Baltimore Orioles for Steve Clevenger. Clevenger refused a minor league assignment and became a free agent at the conclusion of the 2016 season. Nathan Carnes was dealt to the Kansas City Royals in exchange for Gerard Dyson, who happened to win a 2015 World Series ring. Herschel Powell was dealt to the Oakland Athletics for Yonder Alonso. I really do hope that you enjoyed this video and that you learned a lot, and to all my Mariners fans out there, I was just hoping that this would be a refresher, like, oh, so that's how we got that guy, oh, so that's how he was connected, you know, with the 2001 Mariners. Even a few players on the roster today are connected from 2001. So if you could like, comment, subscribe, hit the bell, get notifications to my channel. This is Sports Trades. I'm out.